Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Stephen Inks, and today is a sketchbook tour. I happen to have filled up 2 sketchbooks at the exact same time because I'm drawing so much. And, there's a question that I'm asking within this sketchbook tour. So, without any further ado, let's just get into it. Alright, so I have here 2 sketchbooks, and I had an interesting dilemma because I've been keeping these 2 sketchbooks for about the same amount of time. I've had them both for about a year, and even though this one on the top has about, I want to say like 30-40 pages, and this one has, I don't know, several hundred, I finished them both around the same time, and I thought it might be interesting to do a sketchbook tour, but the thing that I kept coming back to, and a question that I had for myself, and I do have an answer for this question, but maybe yours will differ from mine. I'd be curious to know what you think. Which of these 2 sketchbooks is my main sketchbook, or is my sketchbook? If you were to do that one thing that everyone who's ever drawn in public or has carried a sketchbook around has experienced, where people ask you, hey, can I look inside your sketchbook? Which of these 2 would you be expecting to find? So just for clarity's sake, this is a Strathmore 500 series paper. I bought it to do kind of finalized drawings and sketches and things. And a lot of drawings you'll see were stuff that I did for this channel. Others would be, if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen some of these things, and some things I've never shown to anyone before. And this one is from Michael's, which is a craft supply store here in the US. It's their cheapest brand of just kind of pulpy, regular paper, and this cost about $5, $5 US. So if you're from an international area, or if you're from somewhere besides the US, I appreciate your viewership. I'm gonna have you look up the currency on what that amounts to in your currency. But anyway, this is a cheap notebook, a more expensive one. This was meant to be nice, this one here, and this one was meant to be just throw around. As you can see, it's been abused, and it's kind of on its last legs, which is good that I finished it. So I'm going to look into it, and you're going to get to see both of these sketchbooks, and then I'll be able to find the answer to my question. We'll start with this guy right here. So the first couple of pages, now there is some sloppy little sketches and things. I believe this is the introduction to the first time I actually introduced this sketchbook, which was on this channel. But at the time, just these green lines were there, and some of these other things have come in since then, like this turtle drawing and the rose thing and whatever that is. And that some of this I don't think is actually anything. So all my friends are endangered. This is a line drawing version of a painting that I did on this channel. I gave to a friend of mine, so I wanted to have a copy of it for myself because I liked how it turned out. You'll recognize this guy. And this is a drawing. You can see this on my Instagram, a colorized version that I did digitally. Some ideas of how I would use this character of the lonely astronaut. This was part of a series I did talking about depression and kind of my struggles with it. These are not the drawings that were used in that. Those were used in a postcard, which I gave away. So it was kind of like a way of keeping my ideas all in one spot. I was into llamas for a bit. This little guy right here, I still like. The world domination hamster. And let's see. Oh yeah, and so this drawing right here was on the channel. This was with the Sailor Fude de Manin pen. This was my first Fude pen. I really like that pen. It's a great video. There are some scribbly pages where I just kind of used it almost like scrap paper, and you can see this is done over the top of something that I did for my YouTube channel, like a line test thing. I don't know what pen this is. The Feelings Store. I remember that one. I'd still like to go back to this because I don't feel like I did as good enough a job of it as I would like to. This was another thing that I kind of rushed and hurried through. This was actually something I did do for my channel. Not all of these are great. Not all the drawings I put on my channel are, in my opinion, great. You can't be great every time. You just, sometimes you just got to put things out there. These drawings here were prompts from Inktober. I don't remember. Would have had to have been 2021, I guess. I followed the official Inktober prompts, which I didn't do this year. And if you want to know how much I draw, the last few pages of this are Inktober of this year, so didn't go through this sketchbook very fast. I did have fun with a lot of these drawings, and again, this paper got used a lot on this channel, as you can see. These are some more Inktober prompts. Yeah. Some of these, and it's one of those things with drawing challenges. There are some things that I think are great. I do kind of like this one. And some that I think are weird, like that one. This one is also kind of weird. Kind of the idea behind drawing every day is that you just kind of have to keep putting ideas out there. Even if they're not that great, you don't have that much time to put things together and come back to new things. So this is still, I do like this. It's kind of a version of a tattoo that I have. One of my best friends drew this for me. He's a fantastic artist, and then I finally decided to draw my own version of it for Inktober one year. Can't remember what it was. Moon. Oh yeah, that's right. I still kind of like this one too. I think I'm best when I have an idea that's silly but has some other almost deeper meaning to it. Sometimes I try to be deep and I get weird stuff like this. I don't know. And this. I think this is one of my underrated Inktober posts that wasn't as popular as I think it should have been. I like gross stuff sometimes too. Let's see, what else have we got? This one. You can see how my style flops back and forth from really cartoony to trying to be realistic to I don't know what this is. I think it's okay. Oh, I like this right here. Stop apologizing to your Instagram feed. No one is mad at you. Things I have to tell myself sometimes. I think it's okay to not have a fully defined sense of style as an artist, because you never know when you're going to happen upon something that you love, and if you're stuck and try to do everything in a particular style, you never get the chance to try that new thing that might be your new thing. And I still think that my style might change drastically in the next few years as I continue to draw. So, cool. Alright, there's a snake who says gross a snake, and that is a mood that I feel myself quite often. Actually, I overthink everything is another good metaphor for my life. This was on my channel. They're supposed to be self-portraits. Some of them look like me. Most of them look like a very old and wrinkly version of me. Those of you who are about to say that's what you look like in real life, shut up. This was something I did using my community tab when I first got it. Potato superhero. Just in case you're wondering, that is supposed to be the chemical formula for potato starch. I'm not going to show it too close because somebody's going to be a chemist and they're going to tell me I was wrong about that. So moving on, more stuff from the channel, line tests. Oh, I've never shown this one off, and I think whoever this is for from last year might be watching, but I did this card when I was doing Fiverr back towards the end of December of last year as a sketch. That's a Christmas card for someone who loves fountain pens, and I'm very proud of this one. I also did this, which was supposed to be something as well, but I never did anything with it. I think I just posted it on my Instagram, sort of a pen Christmassy thing. Anyway, I think this is fun. I want to do another Christmas themed pen drawing, but I probably won't do another video that's Christmas themed because those are really unpopular on this channel. Here's a sketches of the Grinch, and I custom painted some wrapping paper for my brother-in-law's Christmas gift last year, and he loves the Grinch, so I used his ideas to kind of create some Grinchy themed wrapping for him. This is my Sailor Pro Gear Slim drawing. I am still proud of this, and it's one of my favorite dad joke type things that I've ever done. Even though I'm not a dad, I do have some dad jokes. Again, these are drawings for my channel. This right here is a watercolor. That's one of the benefits of this particular paper, is that you can watercolor on it. And I was getting into watercolor for a hot minute, so I did this drawing of roasting marshmallows with my nieces and nephews, and they, were just burning marshmallows left and right while I was distracted painting this little painting. So I'm an excellent uncle, in case you were wondering. Working with some colors and stuff when I was doing a watercolor course. I'd still like to get into this more, but it takes so much time. We went on vacation in a house like this last summer. And let's see, yes, the corn-themed Spider-Man superhero, Corn of Coblin. This is a reference to a podcast that I really like to listen to. If you're into comic book news and comedy, check it out. The Weekly Planet is one of my favorites. I listen to it every week. And this one is also something that showed up or will show up on the channel. I'm not sure when this video is coming out compared to when this one was filmed. And then these are from Inktober this most recent year, and they were up on my shorts feed, and they should still be there, so you can see kind of the drawings that I did there. This one was really popular, and I like this one better, and this got like 10 views. Not 10 likes, 10 views on the channel. So I guess you can't use Instagram or YouTube to determine whether or not something is good, because I still really like this one. And this I just kind of thought was okay, but it blew up. I don't know how the internet works. These two are also from Inktober this year. I think everything from this point out is this last year's Inktober. Here's an example of something I spent hours and hours and hours on. And it was kind of blah, the reception. And then this guy whose name is Herb, I spent literally about 20-25 minutes on him. The public loved him. They adored him. I can't blame them. He's an adorable man. And again, this Inktober this last year. And that brings me to the very last page, which is also from about the middle of Inktober of this last year. That's it. That's this whole sketchbook. And it's mostly finished pieces. There's a couple of scribbly pages, but it's not in the sense of a sketchbook being a place where you put down messy ideas. You're not going to see that so much here. However, this one is going to have a lot of stuff. I'm going to go through some of this kind of fast because there's a lot of pages here. So I'm not going to stop every single page like I did for this one. So it starts with, here's some warm-up exercises that I like to do. You'll see that a couple of times throughout this book. These were some perspective practices I did. Actually, I hope I don't get in trouble for this because some of these are direct copies from books that I've been reading, which is one of the ways that I study. This is from a Dynamic Bible by Peter Hahn. You're going to see a lot of that up here. Most of these pages are from that. There's another reason that I'm going to quickly go through it. Oh, I still think this is funny. I'm a bit of a powerhouse. You know, those of you who remember middle school science, you'll probably know what that one's about. That's kind of one of those memed things these days too. All of this is still from Peter Hahn. This right here is more of the warm-ups, more Peter Hahn. I tried this again. Warm-ups. warm-ups. Oh, this was planning for that Few de Manin page where I did try to kind of create this topsy-turvy stacked house, and you can see all of the work that I went into trying to make it work, because perspective-wise it was a really confusing drawing to do, and I was out of my depth, which is the best place to be as an artist. So I like that I put this note down here, kind of boring. That's also the life of an artist. More Peter Hahn, more warm-ups. I make lists for myself sometimes. One of my favorite drawings I've ever done on this channel is this drawing of a snail. You probably know what it's from. This is closest to what the final result ended up being, except that he's not smoking. I'm sorry for those of you who don't find that funny, but I think it's hilarious. See, more sketches, more warm-ups, more of the feelings store. You could see some elements that I worked on this ended up being in the other sketchbook as more finalized drawings. I kind of find this sort of stuff more interesting. More test lines for videos, warm-ups, snail texture study. This also played into that drawing that I liked. You could see all the different levels. This is a drawing that I did for the Pen BBS 480, and it took me a very long time to figure out how to do that. There's going to be a bunch of pages dedicated to this because I kept trying to figure out what to do with that, how to make this sort of monster suit that had a person inside it, and how to do the crowds and all that stuff. Feeling Store makes a couple more appearances here, and the snail as well. Right, some more ideas for something that ended up in a video. Oh yeah, this little fish ended up in a postcard that I sent out a long time ago, but the platypus didn't make the cut. Let's see, neither did this sloth with a necktie, or the rhino, or no, I can't remember. A lot of this stuff is just all my ideas at once. Sometimes I regret not doing certain things, and sometimes I'm really glad I didn't. Let's see. Yeah, this is more Peter Hahn. This is some test lines from a video. Oh, working on that narwhal drawing that I showed you before. I have written down here, so sometimes I'm doing work, and I have this note here, microplastics versus nanoplastics. That's definitely something I was trying to put into a lesson for my kids. So I've got all kinds of other random things. These are some test sketches. These are really hard to see in pencil, but they are sketches for the Rankin Bass tribute postcards I did last year at Christmas time. That was part of a used pen salesman video. I still love those drawings. And this is my series on the Advent candles. These I penciled out, and it's really hard to see on this video, but they're kind of a mess, and some of those drawings are kind of a mess, and I'm kind of okay with how that turned out, which is fine. There's a video on this too on my channel. There's a video about the wrapping paper that I made last year. And so I was coming up with these individual pieces that sort of fit the person I was making the wrapping paper for. It was fun. It was interesting. Shepherds. You could tell what time of year this was when I was doing this. More warm-ups. I need to do more warm-ups. I haven't done a lot of warm-ups lately. I think a lot of my sketchbooks would look like this if I didn't have any self-control, because I would just doodle and make little tiny shapes and scribbles and things. It drives other people in my life absolutely insane. This little circle thing is a warm-up that I used to do a lot, and I'd love to start doing that again because it's fun and it looks cool. More warm-ups. Oh, this right here, and I have the actual drawings for this later. This is page layout ideas for a book that I'm trying to write. And when I go to the actual drawings on this, because the final drawings are in here, I'm going to go kind of fast because I can't wait to share this book with you, and I don't want to spoil all the artwork, so if you'll forgive me, I am going to just kind of power through some of that stuff. More drawing lines. This is a drawing I put on my Instagram that still makes me laugh. I once, at one time, thought I was going to learn how to do custom lettering. Maybe someday I will. This is a start, and I never really continued that. These drawings are... Oh, these were ideas I had for Inktober this year that I never ended up doing anything with. Some of them are kind of weird, some of them make me laugh, some of them I will never think about again. Yep. Oh, this was Lunar New Year's 2022, Year of the Tiger. Hope everyone's having a great Year of the Tiger. If this comes out during that year, which it might not. See, Zombie School Child. I don't know what that's from. This is a cat who doesn't like data. He'd fit in the discourse right now. And this was a drawing to get me started on my 1,000 subscribers video. It was that was the idea. I ended up doing a larger version of that I still love, and it's somewhere on my pile of things that I need to put up on my wall behind me. This I will still make at some point. The two kind of Japanese monsters. But teacher, he was also destroying downtown Tokyo. I still think that's funny. Maybe if you're a teacher, you'll find that funny too. Personally, that is 100% the way all of my students act all the time. This was an ecosystems project, and there's quite a few pages of this. There are different ecosystems throughout California that I decided to highlight in a thing that I put on my Teachers Pay Teachers, which was another example of something that I did, which I put a lot of time and effort in, I'm super proud of, and it just sort of went bleh, and no one cared when I put it out. And that's a lot of what you do as an artist. You just make stuff, people don't care. This was on a sketchbook that was sent out. If we've got Alvin out in the audience today, what's up, Alvin? He has this sketchbook. It says made with love but not care. And this was one of the sketches that it would have been. Personally, I like the guy with the high-waisted shorts over here. More ecosystem pictures. Here we go. Badger, I'm proud of that one. Yes, okay. This is a bat hanging upside down and drinking tea, but he has to hold the tea upside down. It's confusing. He's got a monocle. I don't know what I was doing there. That's the best part about owning a sketchbook, is you don't owe anyone an explanation. Unless, of course, you do a sketchbook tour on your YouTube channel, and then you owe everyone an explanation. But maybe no one will watch this, and it'll be fine. More pencils of an idea that never went anywhere. Some test lines. This is a gargoyle throwing up. I'll leave that to your imagination. And this was from my, the Karas Pen Co., the rollerball that I got from them. I don't really like that pen for drawing, but it is quite nice to have around for work, school, office, things of that nature. Oh, this is from my pen giveaway where... I can't remember. Oh, this was from Fake Pen Summer. That's right. I did a Fake Pen Summer postcard thing, and these were some of the ideas that I had for different pens. I know this one I ended up using, and this one, and I think this one, and this one? Or maybe it was just these three. Or these three. I can't remember. I had ideas for things, for some other ideas. It's kind of interesting what else I come up with when I'm trying to figure out what is the final thing I'm going with. I'm going backwards. I'm going to go back to the beginning. I think my bag is upside, my sketchbook is upside down. It's a good way to think of it, though. Let's see more. These are from Fake Pen Summer, I can tell already, because I just kind of shotgunned these so I could enjoy my summer. Yeah, and this is one of the worst pens I've ever owned, and I threw it in the trash, I'm sorry to say. This brush pen that was modeled after a Lamy Safari. There's a video of that up here, up on this channel from this summer. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of go through these drawings quickly because I don't want to ruin them for you. These are the drawings that were in my my book that I have coming out hopefully in the next couple of months. Oh, and this is a great one. I did this in a tribute to my friend who stopped working at my place of work, which is a bummer. She said she was gonna unwind her gears a bit, which I don't think people like us can really unwind gears. More things that I'm going through kind of quickly, things to come, not ready to talk about that yet. Like I said, this pen sucks. And I did this little drawing with it, and it fought me the entire way, and I hated it, and it was awful, and I hate that pen. These drawings are, again, things that are to come, and not for now. I did a lot of drawings on this over the summer, and okay. Let's see. This one, when I started talking a little bit about depression on my channel, this drawing is the sketch that this came into. I actually really like this pencil version right here on the side. And then I have a sad elephant holding a balloon. A depressed mouse that's on their phone, depressed bear. These kind of didn't pan out. And what I ended up doing was this one right here, and there's a video on this channel where I draw this drawing, and you could see it. It's like, I want to say May or June of this year. And then, oh yeah, I filmed this whole thing and it was out of focus and I had to do it again, and that's not the only time that has happened before, but I ended up having to do a second one. Save that for another time. More little ugly scribbles. This one is from Fake Pen Summer, a really great pen that's modeled after the TWSBI Eco essentially, but it's a really solid pen. Equally as solid to the TWSBI Eco, which for some people is not saying much. More Peter Hahn over here. Cocktail mouse, and you can see the painted version of that. We just saw it over in the other sketchbook, so cool. Everything's going for a circle. This drawing was from Fake Pen Summer. Camping. I want to go camping. It's too cold. More Peter Hahn. More Peter Hahn. There's a lot of that. Okay, skip this guy and this guy. All these things are things that you'll get to see in detail coming soon. Oh, I still like this one. I don't need a hug. It's introvert design there. Let's see. This is one of my favorite things that I feel like it should be a t-shirt. Life didn't give me these lemons, I had to buy them. There's a bunch of just random things. Sometimes I'll fill a page up with ideas that I want to turn into something later, but for now I just put the simplest version down so that I have it and I can come back to it later. Sometimes I draw like it's just jotting a quick note. This is from this channel. I think it's the last drawing from Fake Pen Summer right there. And then this is a drawing that was on my channel. There's some more Peter Hahn over here. More of that. More of that. More warm-ups. Random stuff. This is for the drawing that I did with collaboration I did with Eugen Borkan, and these are building faces from downtown Salinas, my hometown. Okay, interestingly enough, we have these test lines here are from a video I was doing about architect nibs. I actually have 2 of them, and while I was doing that is when I bought the camera that I'm filming this on, so I decided I would actually scrap this video because I just barely started it and go back and film it with the good camera. So that video will come out soon, a little video about architect nibs. This is from the Faber-Castell grip video. I'm really good at pretending to cry. Something a student told me at the beginning of this year. Something which I can currently confirm. It's been a dramatic year. More sketches building up to that final drawing of me startling a crowd of Koreans just trying to get about their day. I still think that I might come back to this and try it again. I think it went okay, but I really, I still want to really make this something. I love this idea, and I for a lot of my drawings, when the idea looks great or is exciting to me, but the concept doesn't get executed the way that I really want it to be, I'll keep coming back and I'll keep doing it over and over again. So you'll see things all the time. The painting video that I did, where I had the gouache paintings. These are some of the sketches from the photos from my travels in Asia many years ago. These are some ideas for the final drawing for my top 10 pens for drawing list. Pretty much, I had that idea, I put it down, and it's pretty much how I drew it. Scribbles and scratches, every single up-close shot in the video with the fountain pens for the top 10 video was just me scribbling on these random pieces of paper on my cheap sketchbook. So a little bit of behind the scenes for you. Oh, yep, still going. I had to do this a bunch of times. So I just went through pieces of paper, just scribbling and scratching away. This is the final drawing from that video. Turned out pretty good. This is my mood. I'm pretty much killing it at Google Sheets. Not meaning to brag, but you know. And then the last of these pages, this is a version of something that's in the other sketchbook. The last of these pages are mostly Inktober sketches. I'm going to skip that orange one because I'm not sure if I put that video out yet, but if I haven't, spoiler alert for a future video. This is one of my favorite things that I did for Inktober, and it really took off. A lot of people really liked it. So this is a robot, and he's roasting a marshmallow after destroying a city and lighting everything on fire. He's got his little radio. Life is good. All right. What else do I have? Oh, yes. Here's another one that I felt like it should have done better on the internet. I liked the drawing, but then either people didn't like it or the algorithm didn't like it. I don't know. And then this one that I wasn't very sure about really took off and got seen by like 15, 20,000 people, which is a lot for me. Interesting. I don't know how the internet works. Here's a happier little astronaut. And I do like this one. Sort of paranoid fish. Quote by Mitch Hedberg, one of my beloved comedians from my college days. Rest in peace. Muji pen video, which is actually out today as I am filming this video. So I hope you're enjoying that video. It was a lot of fun to do. And, just let people like pumpkin spice lattes. It's fine. You don't have to like them, but you could just let people do their thing. All right, and then this is another Inktober sketch. Another Inktober sketch. This one turned out, I really like how this one turned out. I think it's cute. The perspective on these wheels is super wobbly and wonky, and I hate thinking about it, but whatever. When you look at the whole picture, a lot of times you don't notice little details like that. And this guy, and then that's it. That's my sketchbook, my very torn up, beat up sketchbook that is not long for this world. It's going to go into my archives along with this guy. And it leads me to the question that's been on my mind for quite some time, which is, which sketchbook is my real sketchbook? This has a lot of work that I'm proud of in it, and this is what it looks like to be me. This is just the inside of my brain dumped out onto paper. So, which sketchbook is my sketchbook? I have another thought. I don't think either one of these sketchbooks is more or less my sketchbook. I think in a sense they both represent elements of me. But if I'm going to ask, what's my sketchbook? Well, here's what I think. You want to know which sketchbook is my sketchbook? Well, it's not this one. And it's not this one either. My sketchbook is this one. This blank sketchbook that I received from Alvin, who's a viewer of this channel. If you're watching, hey Alvin, thank you so much for mailing me a sketchbook. And the thing that makes this sketchbook my sketchbook is the fact that it's blank and ready for me to draw in. That's what I need. So, hello, so say goodbye to my sketchbook and my sketchbook, and say hello, just grazed one of my lights, to my sketchbook. And I think, without further ado, the next thing that we need to do is draw with this sketchbook. Let's get it going. So, before I get into the actual drawing with this sketchbook, I thought I would check out the paper. Once again, this is Muji paper, as in the Muji stationery or convenience store chain. I'm not sure exactly what kind of store it is. I've been to Japan, but I've never been inside a Muji store. So anyway, this was sent to me by Alvin, who is a frequent commenter on this channel, and I appreciate it very much. And I'm just going to see what this paper is like for fountain pens. And I'm actually going to go to page 2, because since I'm going to be using this sketchbook for a while, till I fill it up, it'd be nice to have the first page be kind of a greeting, you know, a picture, a drawing, something fun that I'll enjoy. That's what I'm going to draw in again in a little bit. But for now, we're going to do some test lines on this paper using the second page. And you may have already noticed in my hand, I've got my Mahjong A1. This is a pen. I figured it'd be good to use something I've already used on this channel, so that it's not a pen video, it's a paper video. And you know, this is a beloved pen. You can see I already have scratched it a little bit. These coatings they need to be protected. If you're concerned about that sort of thing, I'll be protective when I get myself a real vanishing point at some point. But this was a subject from my fake pen summer video. Pretty popular video. If you want to see more about this pen, you can check it out there. So let's see. What are we seeing happen with this pen when we give it some lines? All right. It's a very paper-like feel. I don't know if you can hear that. It's got a grain and a texture, a little bit of toothiness. It's kind of absorbent. And I'm going to check the bleed through in a little bit. I feel like this one might have a little bit of bleed through. But it's okay. Sometimes finding something that's not perfect can give you an opportunity to be spontaneous and to not fall too much in love with your notebook that you can't use it to make your drawings. But let's look on the other side. Oh, that's not bad. You can see through it, but this is up against the lights, my video lights, which are quite bright, and it doesn't feel like a bleed through. It's just more of a slightly translucent quality. So I'm just going to do a little circle and give it some hatching. Lately I've enjoyed just kind of taking my time when I'm doing these hatching and kind of varying it up, giving it sort of a distressed, scratched up look. And yeah, I could definitely do something with this. I feel like also the other thing is if I put down heavy ink, which I'm about to do right now, just see how the paper responds. I have a feeling this isn't going to be paper where you can just dump ink on it and have it work. I have a feeling that that is the case. Oh, it's still, let me see, it still did all right. Not bad, not bad. I keep thinking this paper's going to give out on me, but it appears to be legitimate. It just, I guess the thing is, typically with fountain pen paper, you have to sacrifice the actual feel of paper for functionality because these pens put down so much ink. So tend to get things like Tomoe River, which I hate to say something terrible about because, you know, people are going to get mad. But, you know, if you need to get mad, it's fine. You can have feelings. It just feels, sometimes Tomoe River paper feels a little plasticky and kind of unnatural. And this feels very like pulpy and natural. It almost feels like newsprint. So I'm very surprised that I'm putting down all this ink and it doesn't appear to be bleeding through. I could feel texture on the bottom, so the pen scratched it up a little bit. Particularly these scribbly lines right here, not so much the initial lines I put down. But all around good. So just kind of curious. Yeah, even if I put this page down, you can kind of see through it. You see that right there. It is what it is. It'll be a great sketchbook. I'm excited. Thank you, Alvin, for sending this to me. And I'm going to put the first drawing right here in this general area. All right. So this drawing is based on that situation we often find ourselves in as artists when we're drawing in a public place. Someone comes up on you and says, "Hey, can I look at your sketchbook? Can I see your sketchbook? What are you drawing? What's going on?" I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that situation. It's half being honored for being recognized as an artist and people wanting to, you know, to look at something that I made. And oftentimes people are very nice if I do feel in the mood to share that with them. But then also it can be a little bit embarrassing and it can make you feel self-conscious because they just sit there and they look at it and it's almost like looking at someone's diary. It's kind of a weird request when you think about it. Someone's asking you if they could see inside of your, you know, it'd be like saying you see someone journaling and say, "Hey, can I read your writings?" But then I'm also here as a person who puts artwork out there that I want people to see. So I'm kind of a hypocrite, I guess, is what I'm saying. You tell me, what's it like for you if you're out there and you draw, you keep a sketchbook, or you like to sketch for personal reasons, and sometimes you do that out in public, at your work or at a park, or you know, when you have available time. How do you feel about people looking at your sketchbook? I'm curious how that is for you. For me, if you see me in the wild and say, "Can I look at your sketchbook?" I will probably let you look at it. Although I do feel like there's an attitude sometimes when it comes to that people are saying, you know, "Oh, well, you know, you're trying to get attention drawing in public. You're out here where other people can see you, so you want people to see you and perceive you as an artist." I'm like, for me, I don't think that's my personal motivation. I think when I'm drawing out in public, it's because I like something that I'm doing, and this is something that I do that relaxes me, makes me feel good. Do you draw out in public? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what your response is to a question like this, if and when you get it. So there you have it. Home is where you hang your hat, and your sketchbook is whatever you're currently drawing in. I enjoy this sketchbook. I like how small and compact it is. The paper works. Even that drawing that was really detailed didn't bleed through to the other side. I had a lot of fun using this and making this drawing. And I'm excited for the next thing, whatever that might be. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. What's your favorite sketchbook? I want to hear some new stuff because I can't wait to buy the sketchbook that's coming up after I fill this one up with art. See you in the next video.